All right, local swell trackers, it is Thursday evening. I'm GQ dropping in for you, and here's a look at the jet stream and a trough spinning right here. A system that's bringing us up to 4 feet for the long haul. There's enough energy in the jet. The wind speeds here about 140 during the winter. They get up over like 210, over 200. This midsection here is when it doesn't produce anything at the surface, but the more energy in the jet stream, these large upper air currents about 30,000 feet up, the more it can impart energy down at the surface, especially when you see a little dip as this one does right here in the center. Okay, let's roll them. Take a look. It does weaken, comes here off Japan with 160 knot winds, and for June, really good, and it's fairly consolidated, and it does move out to our longitudes here at about 160 west. We have some disturbance off here to our east. I'll get into the weather soon. High pressure being pushed off to the northeast here. This is Sunday the 17th. This is the reason why the trades are out of here. These storms in the North Pack are weakening the associated ridge and cutting the trades, leading to a sea breeze pattern. The weakest winds will be Sunday and Monday, as we see here. And again, it's all thanks to this setup. So continuing on into the next work week, you can see a more typical jet stream right here. We'll pause it midweek, super weak, not enough winds. We'll finish these off. They go out about 7 days. There is 7-8 days right there. Now you're thinking, well, wait a minute, isn't that another dip? And here's potential low being pushed our way down at the surface. But if the dips are too sharp, it doesn't get the counterclockwise spinners at the surface going. We need the dips to be a little smoother. This is almost a cutoff jet here. It's a little too squiggly. Okay, but here's what we got at the surface. These are surface winds, about 45 knots. We consider that severe gale. And it's on our side of the 180 date line right here, about 1,200 miles away. It's centered about 1,500 miles to our north-northwest. Rolling out the animations, you can see that thing spins up into the eastern Aleutians. The high pressure going clockwise here, dominating the whole East Pack. The storm energy in the Central Pacific was strong enough to push that high with its front and result in the weakening of the pressure gradient over the islands. It is a background east flow, so it will be nice. Like especially leeward areas will experience the land heating and sea breeze mushiness, but today we did really good Thursday, and we may do just fine tomorrow as well. We'll wait and see what Sunday and Monday brings, but light winds. Trades don't get back to a fresh pace till next weekend. So continuing on the animations, you can see we're really quiet down. We do have just barely a gale on Tuesday the 19th. Wave Watch 3 is predicting this very small system right here to bring us up to 1 to 2, maybe 2.5 on Saturday the 23rd. It's a little bit far out to say, and that thing's a little bit weak to place any confidence in. But hey, the key here is that we're into the last week of June already, and we're still getting some action. Here comes the big high pressure. You can see those arrows going clockwise on the west flank of that little low, looking a little more typical. Okay, here we are Thursday the 14th. Now, these are the swell heights in the open ocean produced by those surface winds we were just looking at. It's a little bit of a complicated low pressure. It's not having a proper track. But starting in the animation, broadens and ends up his journey up there near Alaska. And then next week, towards the dateline, we see that very weak system right here I was showing to you for the 23rd. And it looks like something's trying to come off of Japan, but it doesn't look like it's a little too elongated and weak. But we'll wait and see. So I just wanted to do a quick Hindcast. This is going back to last Saturday the 9th. And we had this tropical storm here right off of Taiwan. And we also had a tropical disturbance south of Baja, brought them plenty of waves. And we did see some 12 to 14 second energy, but just a half a foot to a foot of open ocean swell. Not anything bigger than the local trade wind driven swell from this guy here. This system in the West Pack actually tracked up towards off Japan with some 45-foot seas, became a gender bender, meaning it went from a tropical system with a warm core and then switched off and became a cold core low, the kind we get typically off of Japan. So take a look. We were seeing some long period west-northwest from this phase. We had this weaker system with a captured fetch come down off Kamchatka. These are the leading to our long and short period west-northwest to northwest swells. It's going to go from today, Thursday, all the way through Sunday, even into Monday. We'll start these animations in, and you can see this one weaken. They both weaken and kind of reestablish themselves to our north-northwest. And as time goes on here, we get some minor storms, and hopefully these things will kick in again, and they certainly can. Okay, these are the swell periods. Now, we do see from the west portion of the gender bender I was showing you here, a very west swell. We're going to get some shadowing from Niihau and Kauai. Anything below 294 is shadowed for us. Kauai and Niihau could see some 6-footers out of that in the earlier phases of its life. This is Thursday here. Looking in the animations, bam, it hits us here for the weekend. So again, a long period west-northwest. Solid 4 feet for us in seconds, 14 seconds average, some longer forerunners. And that other system that I was showing you from the northwest gets here about the same time. It's all the periods here kind of bury themselves beneath the longer periods. So here we go. You can see a lot of south swell coming up for the weekend too. Waves around the compass all weekend long to the South Pac now. Okay, here are the surface winds, storm surf. That fetch is pointed much better towards the Americas, but that system, look how broad it is, and there is enough fetch on that west to northwest flank to pump us up to 2 feet 16 seconds to a solid 3 feet Thursday. It's going to be solid 3 feet Friday. There could be a few spots that are getting slightly bigger. It's going to be holding through Saturday. We may even see some bigger sets again here and there. Starting the animation, you can see a little too zonal for our interest, but still we'll take head high to slightly overhead surf since we just had 2 really good swells. This one isn't bad, and stay tuned for really good towards the end of the last week of the month. So continuing on with the animations here, Sunday the 10th, we had a system just under Tahiti that should lead to some straight south swell for us on Sunday. Shorter period, but it should pump us up to, hopefully 2 to 3 plus for Sunday. So we're going to get 2 fetches for 2 separate swells. We're seeing the first one today, Thursday, lasting through Friday and Saturday with another reinforcement, shorter period on Sunday, Monday, keeping it in that super fun zone. Earlier this week, last Wednesday, we had another little pulse. This one's a little too weak south of Tahiti to bring us up much, but we may see some 2-foot south-southeast swell from that. So that's what I was just showing you, was 7 days old. That's about how long it takes for the wave trains to get up from 4,000 to 5,000 miles away and the land down under. Now I'm bringing you current. This is the jet stream mid-month, very zonal in the southern branch is where we get most of our classic south-southwest from. We like this guy down here to be this color on the northern branch and pointing right up the east coast of New Zealand. That's not what we see here. You go out about a week, the 22nd, and see that it's quiet on our shorelines. This setup is why. Let's kick the animations in and see if it gets better. Northern branch still dominant. The blues are the high pressure areas. We don't like those. And then bam, right there. Remember what I was just talking about? There it is, pointing right up southeast of New Zealand. And it will be sending up a really nice swell. The northern branch will help feed some of that energy up our way. Continuing on, beautiful. A lot of color down there, and this is going to help to produce a 3 to 5, maybe 6 foot event coming up. And then we go back to zonal Thursday the 21st, giving our bodies a break towards very end 29th, 30th. Okay, let's take a look at the surface winds. Yeah, we're in a quiet time here, mid-month, and then we see the energy right here flowing up, strength of that jet stream, and it lasts a long time with a captured fetch or a following fetch. Fetch points and moves same direction as the storm center track. Continuing on, look how long that's going to be, and check this out. It gets some support, just like the last 2 advisory south swells that we've seen in June. They've all had a follow-up, and this one does too. This bumps us up on the 28th to about, easily 4 feet. And these back here, this one right here, has a chance of easily getting up to 6 feet for the top refracting reefs. Thanks to the fact that it's broad, winds are up 55 knots, storm force gales. Seas in this guy are sizable. Let me show you. So here we are today, Thursday the 14th. Nothing going on, super quiet. That guy's heading off to Chile. Yeah, nothing going on. A little bit of sideband from him, but this is the main guy. Far southeast of New Zealand. Seas already nearing 50 feet. See those black colors? Take a look at that. 45-foot seas, a big storm. I mean, this thing's bigger than New Zealand. Tahiti's going to be pumped very big on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Tahiti got 15, maybe 18 feet out of this. By Wednesday the 20th, almost the summer solstice, We're talking about still 35-foot seas as this thing starts to migrate off further east. A pinch of a captured fetch, and there comes that follow-up right here, just a day or two behind. So the first batch of swell bringing us up 4 to 6. The second batch bringing us up minimum 2 to 4 pair right here. Okay. Let's take a look at those swell periods, shall we? Here comes the one for the weekend, right as it leaves your view here at about 10 degrees north, or about 600 miles north of the equator. We're about another 10 degrees north there, 20 north, so about 1,200 miles north of the equator. It hits us a couple clicks just out of the view here. So here comes a little bit of Tasman Sea stuff that probably won't make its way over. There's that system making its way off to the Americas that I was showing you. And then here we go, the 20th. Wow. We're looking good. 20-second forerunners from this guy. Right here, we'll stop the animation 7 days out, Thursday the 21st. 20-second forerunners on the 25th. This is Wave Watch 3 Fantasy at this point. It's still a long way out. Reaching 2 to 3 plus Monday the 25th. Filling in Tuesday to 4 to 6. A lot of spots there'll be more 4-footers than 5-footers and more 5-footers than 6-foot. I'm going to go ahead with the claim. And then Wednesday, still hovering in that 3 to 5, maybe 6-foot category. And then Thursday, we get the second pulse. Stay wax, stay ready, and stay in shape. Let's take a look at the hand-drawn surface chart, shall we? Here's that low pressure. Here's its trailing front, the blue line. It is pushing the ridge towards the islands, weakening the trades, but they're still easterly. See the isobars from the high pressure here. They're pretty broad, so light, closer to those lines. The tighter the isobars, the higher. But again, thanks to that jet stream and the surface low here, keeping that high pressure far to the northeast at about 1030 millibars. Again, ridge in our winds from the east, light. Maybe even an east-southeast tilt. Sunday, Monday, I think plenty sea breezes. Here's a couple lows trying to get going here off of Japan, but this will be the main feature here. Jumping up the water vapor loop, showing the brown dry sinking air, stable air mass with a little bit of a error in the loop. The area of moisture from the front, intertropical convergence zone, firing down here with some thunderstorms. Here's another look at it, the little popcorn broad clockwise spinner. Here is the high pressure, super broad, low pressure moving up in Bering Sea. Drilling down, you can see that easterly flow to the clouds, trade winds. I think we're going to steer clear of any weather from that front as the high pressure competes with this front. Drilling down a little bit more, highs are going to be about upper 80s, lows mid 70s. All in all, I think we're looking really good. Pack the sunblock, apply generously every couple hours. You can see there are some showers off to the east of the Big Island, even off to our leeward shorelines. Just embedded trade wind showers to worry about it all. And ending up here with the windy.com. Here's what we're looking at today. We got on Friday as that storm weakens, but not before sending us plenty swell. And we'll jump out till next week and get quiet. However, the land down under, it's not. Here's New Zealand up here. Here's all that energy thanks to the jet stream. We move these up 16th. You can see there's plenty fetch as we move into the future. And it's really going to get going here around the 20th to 21st. And that's your local swell tracker. Weekend after next. Thank you so much for your support. Aloha.